Kyrie, hello, welcome. Today's letter is Eta, the big E. All right, so this one is to be distinguished from epsilon, which remember is the small e that makes the eh sound. This one, Eta, today's letter, makes a long a sound, as in the English word they, T-H-E-Y. That's the vowel sound that it makes, the a sound. Okay? All right, speaking of which, here's sort of mnemonic or a trick that might help you remember the order of these letters from epsilon and also help you distinguish between epsilon and eta. All right? Why was epsilon afraid of zeta? Because zeta, eta, theta. Okay, so you got that order of the letters in Greek. Epsilon, zeta, eta, theta. All right? Epsilon's afraid of zeta because zeta, eta, theta. Okay, anyway, but they're two different letters, epsilon and eta. Okay, they make different sounds. Here's our example. First one is ein, and it means was. And our other example word with the letter eta is he mera, which means day. All right, and if we look at these in context now, in arche ein ho logos. Taking that word for word, in, arche, beginning, ein was ho logos, the word. In beginning was the word. Okay, so that's from John 1:1. So the next one then is going to give us an example with he mera. Okay, so at this point, let's bracket some of what we're doing here and look at the mark over the eta in the word he mera. Okay, so see how it looks like the open of a scare quote. Okay, well, contrast that with the mark over the eta in the word ein that we just looked at. Okay, so in that one, it's the mark looks like an apostrophe or the close of a scare quote. Okay, so what are those? What do they mean? In he mera, this is the rough breathing mark, the one that looks like the open of a scare quote. Okay, so it means that you aspirate the beginning of the word, or you make an H sound at the beginning of the word. So in English, we would designate that using the letter H, but that's not how it's done in Greek. Okay, so this one is pronounced he mera rather than a mera, and ein, in contrast, has the smooth breathing, which looks like an apostrophe or the close of a scare quote. And so it's pronounced ein. So there's no aspiration to this one. Okay? Okay, so if we look at what this one says in context, te trite he merai egerthesetai. Te trite, on the third, he merai, day, egerthesetai. He will be raised, or he will be resurrected. Okay, so this is a prophecy that the Lord Jesus makes that is fulfilled in his resurrection. So that's from Matthew 17:23. Okay, so if we look at our next example, this one is very important too, because look at how it's tied in the text to the example that we just looked at. And this is about you and me and about believers, right? Anastaso auton in te escate hemerai. Anastaso, I will resurrect auton, him, in te escate hemerai, the last day. So that's from John 6:44. Okay, so the Lord Jesus foretells that the Son of Man will be resurrected on the third day, and that is fulfilled. In the same way, he foretells Anastaso auton in escate, in te escate hemerai. Okay, and that is the letter Eta.